Alrighty, I do believe we're recording, yes. Alright, so this is going to be a review of a product that I entered a giveaway for and won a pair. So it's the Tac9er tactical gloves. Got them today in the mail. Kind of went back and forth with them for a little bit. They were asking, hey, tell us what size you'd like on the giveaway. And I measure right at the line between large and extra large. So I says, well, you decide what pair you want to send me. I'll look at it, see together. They sent me the extra large, which is good because we're kind of going into winter. It's 55 degrees outside right now. It's 40 degrees in the shade. This is the extra large is definitely the way to go for coming into winter. So I can put a glove liner in it, or I can just leave it the way it is. Get that airspace to keep your fingers warm. You don't want anything tight in winter. You need to keep it that way. So I've had them on all day. I've chopped wood, had the mallet out on some tools. I had some small finer tools, a pair of pliers and stuff like that. I played with the dog, threw the ball around, went out to my range in the back. So every weapon has been checked. It is empty. The magazine's empty. Chamber's clear. There are no live rounds, Alec Baldwin, anywhere in the outside area right now. So the weapons are safe. So let me give you the review of the gloves, because that's what the point of this thing is. First, I want a couple of you have good things and bad things. So I always like to sorry, cats. I always like to go with the bigger portion of whatever that is first on a review. So if I've got very few good things to say about something, that's what I start with, and then I talk about all the other issues. If I've got a couple of negative things to talk about, I say those first, and then go into all the positive stuff. So just a few slightly negative things I want to talk about. One is the thread. Where they finished off thread, they left thread hanging. So little threads hanging off here and there. Having formerly been through boot camp, and having been a firefighter with gear and stuff like that for inspection, it's just something. It's a little thing, Don't leave little pieces of thread hanging off, none of the thread was hanging off to the point where I was worried about the stitching. It was just more of an aesthetics thing. Just saying. The other thing is on these knuckle protectors, okay, where they're inset and then sewed in. On the back part that goes over the part of your hand, the back of your palm, it ridges out a little bit, okay? And you can feel, in fact, you may be able to see it. There's 3 spots where the ridge is raised, and I can tell that might be a failure point for the glove. Those are probably sprigs from where the plastic molding was, and they cut those off when it came out of the mold. They're consistent on both pairs in the same spot. But the way they have it inserted, there's no additional material to protect that. And with those ridges, those are going to be wear points, and you can tell that's going to be a failure point for this glove. That being said, I don't think any of the rest of the glove is going to be an issue. I took them out of the box, gave a visual inspection. I noticed the stitching was well done. The quality looked very, very nice. None of the stitches had it too far into the material, where material was hanging out, or none of the stitches, pardon me a moment. Hey, I'm doing a video review. Okay. People yelling for cats back there. We have brand new kittens. They're feeding the kittens. It is what it is. Teenage girls, kittens, it happens. So none of the material extends over to the point where you're worried about the material catching or ripping, and at the same time the stitching isn't too far up to the edge of the material where you're afraid it's going to tear after use. So it's well done. The stitching itself, in the places it needs to be double stitched, is double stitched. So that's good. They have the reinforcing on the palm where it needs to be reinforced. A couple of these little spots here, I'm not quite sure why they're there, but they are. There's some spots where you don't have full coverage. I'm assuming that has to do with some durability and flexing to the glove. We'll talk about that later. The touch pads work well. I tried swiping on the phone several times, inside, outside, hot and cold. The touchpads work instantly. It's very good. The Kevlar on the inside is sewed incorrectly. There's when I put the gloves on, there's no wear points or sew points on the inside that give you any sort of a rub or an uneven spot, or where you can feel a seam rubbing or extra knots of thread or anything like that. Where the knuckle protector is, I've had several of these style of gloves where you put it on and that knuckle protector, it doesn't feel like it was designed as a knuckle protector. It was just a chunk of plastic somebody sewed on there. This was designed and thought out to be, getting rid of a cat there, to fit on your knuckle. I mean, when I flex, it rolls right where it's supposed to be. It doesn't feel obtrusive. It's not rubbing anywhere. It doesn't feel like a hard chunk of plastic. It's just, it rolls right in where it's supposed to be, and it fits nice. And you know, having hit it on a couple of things today and impacting stuff, really good. I kind of did a little boxing thing against the wall a little bit just to see if it would wear after a while or feel funny after a couple of hits or anything like that. Didn't do that. The few times I knocked it around with the wood and moving some stuff around, you know, didn't bother me. I felt really good, stayed in place where it's supposed to. So that impressed me there with that. The Velcro strap on the back, perfect fit. It feels very comfortable. It doesn't bind. It's not too far up the wrist or too far down the arm. It's right there at the end of your ulnar and radius, and it feels good. There is a little secondary adjustment here on the side to give you a little bit more of a fit. I think if I put the glove liner on, I might have to adjust that, but other than that, that was fine. On the extra large with my hands, like I said, I measured right at the line between the two. There's a little bit of a gap at the tip. Gave me a little bit of a problem with one of the firearms. The AR was fine. The full-size Canic was fine. I got a Taurus G2C that I sometimes carry in the appendix carry because it's the only thing I have with a thumb safety. And if you're gonna shadow certain things down there, you kind of should have a thumb safety, right? Because you know, never point the muzzle. Anyway, so once again, the weapons are clear. So let me show you. Now, I go to grab the Canic, bam, goes right in, no problem. Right, full size guard, full size everything. Same thing with the AR. Goes right in. I get the grip. It's wonderful. So I come in with the subcompact and I go in, and it catches. So with the thumb safety, I don't think I'd have much of an issue because I would just pop my finger in this way and then slide it in. So I would have to think about this or practice manipulate if I'm going to wear these. And I am. We'll talk about that. Manipulate bringing that out this way into the trigger guard. Okay, just coming straight into the trigger guard, it catches. So if you've got a subcompact gun, you might have some issues getting into the trigger guard if you're wearing this. If you've got anything Glock 19 or bigger, probably not an issue for you. Okay, just something to keep in mind. You know, consider your equipment. All right. Overall, very comfortable, very functional. Nothing here rubs funny. The grip squeezes naturally. Dexterity is very good. I threw the ball with the dog with these on. No problem at all manipulating that. He also has another thing we call a ball. Kong used to make this. Imagine two frisbees molded together. It's kind of a big, huge, solid rubber disc. So you can pick it up between your fingers and roll it, and it rolls like a wheel as fast as possible. And he can chase that forever. So I was able to manipulate that and get it to come off my fingers and roll constantly and consistently. So it wasn't too much of an issue there as far as manually doing anything, and you know, not much problems with dexterity. So handling with the axe and the sledgehammer and the smaller hammer, which would mimic forcible entry tools, Halligan bar, flat edge axe, whatever you got, not a problem. Manipulating firearms, once again, being the extra large glove for the winter, a little bit of an issue into the subcompact, and then just all the regular things I did today. No wear at all from all that firewood. Firewood, sharp, splintery, jaggedy, all that stuff. It looks almost brand new. Dog slobber from the glove and all that, it just wiped right off. So overall, these these Tac9er tactical gloves in their first several hours of use are very user friendly. And this is the extra large pair. I will be purchasing a large pair, and that will be my summer pair. And I'm hoping the fingertips are a little different and might feel a little different, have no issues getting into the subcompact firearm and some stuff. But that's just something I can train myself out of with the extra large. I like these. Okay, so I'm gonna recommend these for anybody to try. You know, pay attention to the fit. The fit itself. This is very, very comfortable. Very, very user friendly, and doesn't show much issue with the material or workmanship after screwing around with it for a while. Once again, not a long-term review. I've only had them a couple of hours. They looked good in the packaging. They felt good when I put them on, and they did everything that I wanted them to. The way I would expect a decent pair of gloves meant for all-day use to function. So overall, you know, thumbs up. These are going to go in my vehicle with me, so I will be using these routinely now. So as a backup pair, just as a general wear pair, as a work pair, whether I'm out, you know, doing my safety inspections and I need a pair of gloves, or if I'm doing anything at the range, helping teach the firearms classes, or if I'm just working around the farm. I got a mini farm. I got goats, chickens, fencing, firewood, all the stuff. So I think these are gonna put into rotation as gloves that yeah, I mean, they're called tactical gloves. The tactical purposes, obviously, I've kind of talked about those, but I think overall as a general, you don't want to screw your hand up glove. I would put them in there. Once again, just a few things, you know, these little threads and stuff like that. You know, hey, trim them down. It's an aesthetics thing. You're trying to sell to people in the tactical thing. A lot of them have military experience, and that's just something that catches our eye. Okay. Checking if that's a pulling material. Not really, no. So, yeah. Thank you very much. Highly recommend. So, Captain Codebook telling you that the Tac9er gloves are definitely well worth a try. Thank you.